Welcome to Gentle Restorative Yoga. My name is Sandra, and I would like us to start out in child's pose. So, I don't know, if you just have something comfy nearby, like a blanket, can you grab that and make it your pillow? And let's just come on down. Let's just take a moment to appreciate being here on our mat. And whatever prop you have chosen, I want you to imagine that that prop is, it's there to support you, only you, and completely you. So feel the energy, or imagine you can feel an energy coming from that prop as it reminds you it's there to support you, it's there to meet your needs, right? And whatever else you need from it during your practice. Take a deep inhale, loud exhale. You can even imagine that, sometimes when we use our blocks, especially in poses that are really testing the limits and boundaries of some of our muscles, perhaps you might imagine that the prop is there to rescue you in a sort of way. Yeah? And so maybe my blanket right now is rescuing me from coming all the way down to the ground, which is not as soft and comfortable, perhaps. Just want you to take it off in that tangent for a moment. Let's take another deep breath in. Loud exhale. If you have your head turned to one side, go ahead and turn it to the other. Deep breath in. Cleansing exhale. And then one more deep breath. Let it go. And then go ahead and slowly make your way up. I'm just going to sit back on my heels from child's pose, but if you want to pop on down to the earth, totally fine. We're just going to inhale the arms up right here. Exhale the hands to the heart. And pause to set our intention for our practice. When you're ready, go ahead, release the hands. Move any props off the mat for a moment, and let's find table. All right, so before we work on cat-cow and center alignment, I want you just to find some side-to-side motion here. It might be a swaying back and forth. It might be a circle going all the way around and then switching directions. It could be the hips going back and forth if they're feeling tight, right? So whatever you feel like you need to do here, that's what you should do. Work it with the breath. And then just slowly start to drift back to center, finding stillness. That's where we'll inhale into cow, exhale into cat, and then come back to table. So I want you to shift your weight into that right leg. Send the left leg out behind you. Push back into that heel for a moment. And then make that your inhale. Exhale, knee to the heart, round the spine. Hold it there. Keep holding, not the breath, just the pose. Good job. Inhale, send the leg out behind you, but parallel to the mat. Hold it right here. Keep breathing. When you get to your next exhale, knee to the heart, round the spine. Good job. On your inhale, send that left leg back, tuck the toes, push into the heel. Complete breath. Next exhale, knee to the heart, round the spine. Complete breath. Next inhale, stretch that leg out behind you, parallel to the ground. Hold it right here. Good job. So I'm going to bend the left knee, bring it in. It's not going to touch down yet. We're just going to swoop right into circles to open up that left hip. One more time around. And switch directions. Good job. Go forward one more time. Take that leg around as it comes out behind you. Drop the left foot on the other side of the right leg. Yeah, so see, we're precariously balanced here. I can't get my fingertips on the left hand. Option A, stay right here. Option B, go ahead and take that left arm up. Breathe. Exhale, slowly come back down into table. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Return to table. Send the right leg out behind you. Push into the heel. Start to deepen that breath again. When you get to an exhale, knee to the heart, round it out. On an inhale, send the right leg out behind you, parallel to the ground. Keep breathing. Next exhale, pull the knee in. Next inhale, stretch the right leg out, tuck the toes, push back. Full breath here. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the heart. Stay here. Inhale, right leg out, parallel to the ground. And then slowly bring that right knee in, start to make hip circles. Just 3 of them. Switch directions. And then take that knee in a circle forward again. As it comes around, drop the foot behind the left leg. Option A is to keep the right hand down. Option B is to send that arm up. Big inhale. Exhale, back to table. Wiggle it out. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Walk it out for a moment here. And let's come on down with the knees, grab your bolster. Slide that in front of you horizontally across your mat. And then bring the hips down on top. You can grab your blanket for a pillow if you want, or just come all the way down. Close your eyes. Oh, that's one of my favorite restorative poses. All right, while you're hanging out there, let's figure out what this theme is all about today, shall we? So, you know, ever since worldwide my son and I have been working out together probably about 5 days a week. He's turning 20 tomorrow. I call him coach when we work out. So his role changes, and he guides whatever we're doing on that particular day. So anyhow, if you can imagine 5 days a week for however many months, I've gone through a lot of songs on on my phone. I'm not a huge collector of playlists for myself. You know, all my playlists are yoga related, but when you are lifting weights, you need something a little bit faster paced to keep your interest, right? So my coach turned me on to a new website called Spotify. And what you do is you type in a song that you really like. So I, of course, put, oh boy, I'm so going to be dated here. I put Flashdance. And then when you hit enter, what happens is it comes up with a list of songs that you might want to listen to that it considers to be in that category. And so what came up were a whole bunch of 80s songs I'd forgotten about. It was great. And one of those songs was Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. We want to talk about that because that kind of is what led into the theme, although a lot of little coincidences came along to interlace with me finding that song just yesterday. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. All right, let me join you where you're at. Oh, if you've been with me a long time, you know I would like to go from this pose right into a supported cobra. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and find that. Just feels so good on the hips, right? Takes all the pressure off the arms. Breathe here. You might want to just soften the shoulders and let the head slowly go back and forth, left to right, dropping the ear to the left and right. Perfect. Come back to center with the head. Big inhale. Exhale. Push back into child's pose. Maybe your forehead will end up right on the bolster. Arms are reaching forward, just kind of dangling off the bolster. So again, the song I mentioned, Holding Out for a Hero. Remember, I asked you to consider that your props were there to rescue you. So you can kind of see where we're headed, I think, right? Hero theme, perhaps about rescue. I don't know. We'll find out as we meander along. But how is this bolster rescuing you from a traditional child's pose? A couple more breaths. And now when you're ready, oh, are we ever ready to come up from child's pose? I don't know. Go ahead and make your way up. Set that bolster aside. Come back to table. Let's take that right leg. Bring it all the way through. And then I just want you to rock this out a little. You can stay on the heel of that right foot, or as you come forward, you can set that foot down. You can get a little creative here if you want to. Now, this is a good pose for the blocks to rescue you from. If you want to grab them and come up a little higher, right? Next time the hips are back, I want you to pick up the left hand, grab the right foot, move it over to the left, and then you can replant that left hand. Now, flex the foot, spread the toes, pull that pinky toe back towards you. Deepen the breath. I'm just going to imagine that you can feel that. If you cannot, you can start to slowly lower down into a fold. hold, right? Find the edge of that stretch and stay there. You have to be the hero to your physical body, right? If you push that edge, you're letting it down. Couple more breaths here. If you want to, you can pick up that left hand, bring it across the leg, and just walk the hands to the right a tad. You're not going to be able to go further than a tad. Breathe. Good job. All right, let's bring the hands back to center. Slowly drag that foot back into table. Rock it out. Whew. However you need to move. Okay, when you're ready, let's get that left leg forward. And again, I just want you to play here slowly. And then pull the hips back. Right hand will pick up that left foot, slide it over to the right. And then just as you're getting used to this, flex the foot, spread the toes, pull the pinky toe back, breathe into the stretch. Decide if you need to come down at all in a fold. And then if you want to, the right hand can come across that left leg. We can walk the hands to the side just a little bit. And then the right hand will come back across. Pull that leg back in. Take it to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Walk it out. And then let's come all the way back down to sitting on the mat. So I'm going to keep my right leg bent in front of me, left leg open. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Bring the hands to the heart, close your eyes. So the lyrics that I wanted to share with you from Holding Out for a Hero, of course I'm not reading the whole song, but it might ring a bell. You might be saying it in your head with me, right? Where have all the good men gone? And where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? And so just pausing right there for a second. Change the word men to people. Where have all the good people gone? Where are all the gods? You know, that's a question of faith. You know, I can well imagine perhaps that some people who had a strong faith heading into this, what I'm now referring to as it, because I still don't want to say the word, they might be questioning that faith a little bit. You know, like, why haven't any of the gods come down to save us, right? And then, you know, the question is, you know, where's our help to fight the rising odds? The odds are definitely rising. So where do we go from here, right? Where do we go? Oh, go ahead and open your eyes. Set that left hand on your left leg. Inhale the right arm up. Let's go ahead and take this side bend to the left. And then come on back up. Turn towards that left leg. Lengthen the body. Come on down. And then, of course, you get to the chorus, right? I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's got to be strong. He's got to be fast. And he's got to be fresh for the fight. Breathe. And so this is where I was trying to relate to in the other stretch that you're the hero of your physical body, right? We're not going to be fresh for the fight if we push through pain in our yoga poses. That is not the goal. That is not the point, right? You are the protector of your body, mind, and spirit. And if you are depleted in any of those capacities, it makes it very difficult for you to serve as that role of protector, right? Then we just feel like we're kind of flailing and we're reaching out and we are looking for that external hero because we can't find the internal one right now. So I want you to be very careful and cautious in your practice this morning. I want you to really serve as your body's protector. Take a couple more breaths here. And then walk the hands up the leg, of course, avoiding the knee, right? And then turn all the way to the other side. And notice as I'm doing that, I'm lengthening. And then the hands are going to come down on my right side. If you want to, you can toss a prop out there, or you can just come straight down to the ground. Just coming down into a fold. You might be on your hands. You might be on your forearms. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. And then come on back up. Bring the hands to center. Walk your way into a fold here after you sit up nice and tall. So, and then of course the next part of the chorus is, I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. Till the morning light. So now I've waited all night long for somebody to come rescue me, right? He's got to be sure, it's got to be soon, and he's got to be larger than life. That puts a lot of pressure on an external hero, doesn't it? All right, go ahead, come back up. Switch out the legs. So just out of curiosity, when is the last time you had a physical, external hero come save you? You might be able to think of somebody immediately. You might rack your brain through this entire practice and come up with nobody. I'm just asking. There's no right or wrong answer. All right, go ahead. Right hand on the right leg. Inhale that left arm up. Take it to the side. Okay. Make your way back up. Lengthen as you turn the upper body towards that right leg and come back down. Good job. Walk the hands back up. Again, lengthening as you now turn to the left side. And again, if you want to prop there, go ahead and grab one. If you just want to come on down onto your mat, you can do that. Come back up. Slowly returning to center, lengthen again, and find your forward fold. One more breath, and then slowly come back up. Perfect. Let's go ahead and pull that right foot in. So this is Siddhasana, when the heels and ankles line up. If you want to sit like this, fine. If you prefer Sukhasana, maybe that's a little easier for you, then the feet are underneath the knees. Yeah? All right, close your eyes here. Take your focus to your breath. Slow, deep inhale. Let it out through the mouth. And just be for a moment. How does it feel to know you are your protector? Is it scary? Like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the right tools. Haven't done well this far, so why would I be my own protector? Or does it feel empowering? Yes, you're right. I am my own protector. I can block out the external stuff if I want to. I choose what enters my space. Totally different energies, right? Where do you fall? I want you to take your focus down into the very base of the root chakra, bottom of the spine. We're inhaling from there, all the way up the spine, through the chakras to the crown of the head. So feel that breath lengthen you. Exhale through the nose, but follow it back down the spine to the root chakra. Don't lose your length. It's just that as you follow the breath and you get to the base of the spine, I want you to feel an energy, vibration, connection. You're rooted there, right? All right, do that a couple more times. And then when you're ready, just softly open the eyes. We're going to need the bolster and the blanket. If you don't have a blanket, you could use bolster and block. I'm going to take the bolster to this is actually going to be my left side. So it looks like it's in front of me, but remember, I've turned on my mat to face you. So you guys are actually facing the narrow end of your mat. So the bolster's on my left side. And then I'm going to take my blanket or my block, it's my pillow, and toss it out at the back end of the mat. All right, so come on down onto your left. I have my left leg straight. My right knee is coming up on this bolster. My left arm is reaching forward. In fact, I want you to grab the left wrist and pull that arm just a little bit more to get some space in that shoulder. Come on down right here. Perfect. Now let the right arm end up wherever it wants to for the moment. This has to be one of the ultimate restorative poses, right? So while you're here, let me share with you the first little coincidence that kind of tacked itself onto my theme. I don't listen to a lot of music. Typically, it's only, for me, I only listen to it when I'm meditating or I want to find some peace. or I need the music to amp me up to get through a workout. Other than that, I don't listen to it generally for fun. It's not going on in my background. I like silence. So to me, what you're going to see in these coincidences is that all this music stuff came up yesterday, which I thought was a little peculiar. So someone posted on Facebook, and if you're a Facebook friend of mine, I shared it, and you saw that perhaps, something that Stevie Nicks wrote. Okay, so now we've got another singer from the 80s. She happens to be, well, Fleetwood Mac's my favorite band, so that had particular interest to me. And then I just want to share with you, I broke up a couple of her quotes from what she posted because I want to just take it slowly. So she wrote, in order for us all to get back to our former lives, we must all change into spiritual warriors. We must make it our vision to fight this, I'm going to say the word, virus. Otherwise, there's nothing left. You can't go back. You can't push rewind. Now, there's a couple of really interesting things about that. In order for us to get back to our former lives, see, that's not happening. If you read my newsletter for August, I explained this concept of change and status quo. When a change comes along, which the virus is, our normal status quo is already gone, right? So we don't go back to former lives. We're moving ahead to something new. Could be something better, who knows, right? But she says we must all change into spiritual warriors. The term spiritual warrior is a very, to me, yogic term. Perhaps you've seen it on a lot of yoga apparel. It's, this idea of tapping into your nurturing your spiritual side, your inner Atman, and really demanding what's best for the earth and the space around you. And so right now, I do believe we need every spiritual warrior to emerge. If you've never heard the term, you don't think you're one, become one. Tell yourself you are one. It's all in the energy you're putting out. And then she says, we must make it our mission to fight, otherwise there's nothing left. You can't go back, you can't push rewind. Consider that we don't want to push rewind. Something got us to this space in the first place, something that wasn't good, something that had negative energy with it, or we wouldn't be here, in my opinion. So why would we go back? Because that would mean we hadn't learned our lesson, which means something else has to come and grab our attention. We don't want something else. We need to work our way through learning this one so we move forward and we emerge into a new status quo that is happy and fabulous and all good, right? Okay. Before I continue chatting your ear off, go ahead and take that right arm, stretch it overhead. See if you can get it behind your ear a little bit. Let the right finger start walking away from you. So we're getting really good length down that arm into the armpit. Deep inhale. Let it go. Slide that right arm in towards you first and then open it up behind you so we can get that right shoulder blade down on the ground. So you might have noticed I lifted my left shoulder so I could scooch it out more so I can get both shoulders down. So happy twist. The twist is working the solar plexus. Where's the solar plexus? It's where you feel the twist. It's like a few inches above the belly button. So it's right where the abdomen is making this twisted position for you. We're wringing out the need for control. Control the solar plexus. So we're wringing it out. When change comes in to your norm, you don't have control. You have to let that go. So twists are great poses for times like this. In fact, take your focus. You can even move your hands to your abdomen so you can feel the skin that's actually pulling in one direction, right? want you to feel that twist. Breathe into it. I release control. I release the thought that I have control. I release the thought that I ever had control. I am open to change. I am a spiritual warrior. So from here, let's just slide that right leg back in. My right foot's going to find the ground so that I can open up my right knee to the ceiling. That's going to give me leverage. Oh, just shift my hips over, straighten out the body, reach the arms overhead, big stretch. Perfect. All right. Reach down, grab that bolster, move it to the other side. You're going to turn onto your right side. Remember, left leg's coming up on top. Right arm is stretching out in front of you as far as it can go. And your left hand is wherever you want it to be. Okay, so we left off. Stevie Nicks says you can't go back, you can't push rewind. So that made me think of a virtual meeting I was in last week with Todd Fink. Now, Connecting Music again, he's a member of the Giving Tree Band. And he was talking about bad dreams versus good dreams and how good dreams you never want to wake up from, obviously, because they're good. And the bad dreams you want to wake up from, but sometimes we can't, right? So this idea of pushing rewind and going back made me think about, you could refer to the norm, the status quo of before, beginning of the year, as the good dream. We thought we were in a good dream. We feel like perhaps now we're in a bad dream that we would like to wake up from. Now, if you think about this in a linear timeline, if we were able to push that old 80s cassette rewind button and back up to January, would you really want to do that? We still have to move back forward. We're going to eventually end up where we are right now. So I am suggesting that you take a deep breath, consider this the new, and we come up with ideas which then turn into solutions to lead us safely forward, right? Okay, you stay there. Stevie Nicks continued, please don't give up on humanity and let this virus win the war. It's up to us now because nobody is helping us. Nobody is coming to our rescue, no one. So I have a couple of thoughts on that. Twice now she's mentioned fighting and war. I don't think those are great words to use when dealing with an obstacle. When you use the word fight, it just sets up a different energy within you, doesn't it? Fight means I'm going to need a lot of energy. Fight means I'm probably going to get a little ticked off. I'm going to head into some negative emotions. I'm probably going to get really mad. These are not helpful, right? So can we word this in the opposite way, in a flip side kind of way? We're not fighting something. We are working as spiritual warriors to solve something. I want you to pause there and take that left arm, bring it all the way up over the body, reaching behind the ear a little bit. And then slide that arm down towards you first before you open it up behind you. And again, you need to slide that right shoulder out so that you can get both shoulder blades down on the ground. So the other part of what she said was, nobody is coming to rescue us. We're all alone. Nobody's coming. Now, I feel like initially, maybe in March, April, we were all waiting to be rescued. We were all like, yes, somebody's going to figure this out quickly. And now, August, we realize not so much the case. Closer, yes, but we're not being rescued. We are on our own, and we are figuring out the new rules of the new status quo for ourselves. And so I don't want her sentence to be depressing. No one's coming to rescue us. Turn that around. You have now been empowered to find that spiritual warrior and figure this out, this new for you, right? Your neighbor can't do that for you because our worlds are different. All of our worlds are different. My world in this house is different from my son's world in this house, right? We all have to figure this out on our own path, but feel empowered to do so. All right, when you're ready, let's open up that left knee so we can get the foot on the ground. Shift the hips over, align the body, reach the arms overhead. Oh, big stretch. And then bring the arms back down. I'm just going to roll my bolster out of my way a little bit there. And you can keep your pillow if you want to. Go ahead and hug that right knee in. So many options here. You can grab a strap. We're sending this leg up to the ceiling. You can grab a strap. You can grab onto the big toe if you want to. Maybe you can reach behind the calf. Maybe it's behind the thigh. Whatever makes you happy here. You could even take the left hand and gently push on the top of that thigh. Just encouraging a little more stretch there. Be careful of the knee. If you feel like this leg needs to move, go ahead and let it. Good job. Okay, if you're hanging on to your toe, let go, drop the arms. If you're hanging onto your strap, you can still do that, but I want you to point through the foot, so you might let the strap slip off or you have a looser, grip on keeping that foot in place. And you guys know I like doing this, so in cursive, you're going to write Spiritual Warrior on your ceiling. Don't forget you have to go back and you have to dot the I's and cross the T. When you're done, hug that knee back in. Take that right leg into happy, half happy baby. I almost said happy warrior. I was getting my spiritual warrior concept in my head, just, I don't know, reaching out and mixing with everything else. We'll call this happy spiritual baby. Breathe. If you want to, I'm a little limited in space facing this way, but if you want to straighten out that leg and take it off to the side, you can. I'm going to have to rest on the wall. Oh, darn. Such a great prop, this wall. Maybe we'll do a class in the future just using the wall, and I'll warn you guys so you can set up your mat in a good space for that. All right, go ahead and hug that right leg back in and stretch it out. And then just close your eyes. Just feel that, be with that for a moment. You created all that sensation in your leg. You did that. You were empowered to do so. You are the protector, the hero of the physical body, and the spiritual warrior energy is moving forward. Yes, I can do this. I can do this, right? When you're ready, let's hug that left leg in. Again, we're stretching that leg up to the ceiling. Wherever you want to grab on is good. You might take that right hand to gently push on the left thigh. You can add movement if the body is asking you to. Let go of the foot if you're holding it. Point through the ankle. Same thing. Spiritual warrior in cursive. Go. I think my foot writing on the ceiling is more legible than my handwriting. All right, when you're ready, let's go ahead and hug this leg back in. Take it to half happy baby when you're ready. And again, option A is right here. If you want to open this leg out to the side at an angle, go ahead. Try not to let the right hip come up with you. Slowly hug that left knee back in. Big inhale. Exhale, straighten that leg out, close your eyes, and be with the sensation. Go back to focusing on the spine from the root chakra to the crown. Inhale all the way up. Hold it. Exhale all the way down. Do that one more time at your pace. You can hold your breath as long as you want to. Okay, I'm assuming you've all exhaled by now. Go ahead and roll into a fetal position. And then come back up. Find your seated pose. Close your eyes. So as you notice for a moment what you're feeling, what could be sensations physically, but I'm guessing more emotionally, energetically. I want you to imagine, well, actually, do this first. Drop your chin as though you're looking down at the floor, but your eyes are closed. I want you to imagine that directly out in front of you, where you cannot see it right now, is this beautiful big mirror. I'm imagining mine with all these gemstones and crystals on the edges. And then keeping your eyes closed, bring your head back up so it's level. Look straight into the mirror. And the person that you see, yourself, that's your hero. That is the one you've been holding out for. That is the one you waited all night for till the morning light. It's you who has to be strong and fresh and I guess larger than life, but I don't really mean it that way. You just need to feel large enough for your life, right? So each of our heroes is us individually. So deepening the breath. As you take a couple of inhales and exhales, I want you to say to yourself, I am my hero. I am strong. I didn't know it, but I was holding out for me, and I just found me. I am my own spiritual warrior. And relying on my strength, I become a spiritual warrior for all. Now really look at that face you see in the mirror. Focus in on the eyes. I want you to see your inner strength reflected back at you. I want you to see that your face is peaceful. You're sensing that your face, it has this energy of being happy to be there for you. You can rely on that face. You know that face is your hero and your protector. Rescuer, I know I was calling the props a rescuer. That's kind of one of those words too that it implies you need to be rescued. So I want you to think more about yourself as your support than your rescuer. And just feel this bond connecting between you and the you in the mirror. Deep inhale. Big exhale. We're going to do one more fold. I'm going to give you an option. You can either open the legs out, Upavista Konasana, or if you would rather, send both legs forward, Paschimottanasana. You decide and go ahead and come on down into your fold when you're ready. You, of course, can grab props and put them out in front of you. So George Bernard Shaw said, you cannot be a hero without being a coward. And I also want that to be reassuring to you in the sense that it's okay to be unsure, to be uncertain, to be scared of this newness, because change always evokes fear. But savor that. That is your fuel. That is where you're pushing off from to be this hero, to come up with new ideas that work for you in your world. That again, you know, we all have a million ideas, right? Some of them are great. Some of them are really not great. Some of them we think are going to evolve into something, and halfway through they fall apart and they don't work out, so we try something else. And then there are those ideas that move forward and become a solution, and we're like, gosh, why didn't I think of that before, right? So we need to have a little bit of that fear element to keep creating these ideas and to keep moving forward and to find the solutions that work. I am hoping the solution that works for you is putting this new title of hero into your little toolkit. All right, whichever fold you're in, take a deep breath. Come on back up. Hug your knees in for a moment. Look around at all of the props that you have available to you and decide how you would like to utilize them in Shavasana. And then come on down. When you've settled into your space, gift yourself a deep breath. Even heroes need to rest, take a break, let go. If there's any tension in the body, feel it moving its way out. And you can always visualize perhaps your energy body lifting up out of the physical body, just maybe floating above you, so that you feel like while the physical body completely lets go during Shavasana, you still are your protector. You're still being watched over by you, right? And that feels good. All right, you'll know when Shavasana is over when you hear my voice next. Christopher Reeve said, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." See, you are the hero. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite whatever movement into the body you would like to. And you'll eventually find a fetal position when you feel like getting there. And then take a fabulous breath and push your way back up to join me in a seated pose. Strong inhale. Loud exhale. Empowering sweep of the arms upward. Bring the palms together. And exhale them back home to your heart in Anjali Mudra. The light in me bows to the light in you. And when I'm in that place in me, and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.